Oh, people don't buy insurance from Facebook ads. Wrong. Today, we're going to make an insurance Facebook marketing campaign that actually makes money. I'm sure you've heard it before. Facebook ads don't work. Nobody buys insurance from Facebook. Again, wrong. It's probably a skill issue. So you've probably heard things like lead quality sucks. People just click the ads, don't even contact you, spend a load of money, wasted. Yeah, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build an insurance Facebook marketing campaign from scratch. And for this instance, it's going to be running with a $3,000 per month budget. So if you want to generate more insurance leads using Facebook ads, then you don't want to miss this video. By the way, if you want more videos like this, then leave a comment below the insurance product you'd like us to build the campaign out for, the budget you've got, what platform that you're looking to run these ads on, and we'll make sure to build that video out for you. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. You can find all my links in the description if you want to contact me. Again, let's jump into this video. So let's talk about how we're going to structure this as far as product range. Really important that with this type of budget of $3,000 per month, you're looking at that divided by 30 if we run it for the whole month, about 100 per day in what you're spending on your ads. In the grand scheme of things, this is really barely scratching the surface, really low level stuff as far as how far you can take these accounts as scale. So it's really important just to not spread that net too thin. Where I see people make mistakes is that they have maybe a $3,000 a month budget, but then they're trying to run multiple different products. They're trying to do life insurance, income protection, critical illness, then they want to chuck in some commercial stuff. They might want to look at doing some home insurance. It's the wrong approach. With this type of budget, you want to stick to one product range. So if you're in life insurance, just do life insurance. If you're in critical illness, just do critical illness. If you're doing travel insurance, maybe just stick within one part of that. Maybe if you're doing just cruises, stay within that. If you're doing winter sports, just do that. If you're doing multi-trip, just do that. If you're doing single trip, just do that. Again, if you're able to do all of it, fine. But with this type of budget, you want to just be focusing on one area. You want to put all of the learnings, the data, and the spend on just one product range. For this example today, we're going to be building out a campaign for life insurance. And for this instance, we're going to be focusing on families, just starting families, these joint type policies, parents, and mainly parents of younger children as well. So that's really where this focus is going to be. Just to be clear, this same structure that I'm going to show you today will work across any insurance niche. So think about the thinking structures, the way that we structure things, and the methods that I actually mentioned in the video later on when I build this out for you. It's the same thing, regardless of life insurance, car insurance, van insurance, commercial insurance, holiday home insurance, whatever it is, it's going to be the same thing. But just for this instance, we're going to be running for life insurance. One of the most important aspects to your Facebook is going to be the creative that you actually decide to use, the images, the visuals, the videos. I'd suggest that you start out with maybe 2 videos, around about 4 images. We're actually going to run with 5 ads in total for this example, but you do just want another picture in the event if you need to swap something out, make a small change to it. And there's some examples of ads that we're actually creating in our agency for our clients, for our insurance firms. These are the ones that we've been designing and running directly for our clients. But for today, this is going to be the example of the one we're going to use just for this instance. As you can see, I've just blacked out the logo for the firm that we ran this for. But it's really important to understand that where most people go wrong is that they make their insurance ads look like insurance ads. It basically just looks like they've exported the cover document, gone into what's covered, what's not, print screened the PDF document, and then just ran that as an ad. If you want people to stop, click, and actually be interested in the thing that you're trying to advertise for, you need it to not look so insurance. Insurance is boring. People don't like your insurance company. People don't love insurance. You need to make your ads not look so boring and insurance-like. Refrain from just text-heavy ads talking about this, talking about that, what's covered, what's not. Stop talking about your friendly service. Every single business says they've got the most friendly service on the planet. So stop talking about that and really talk about how we can create relevant and relatable ads for the type of individual that we're going after. That said, let's jump straight into the actual campaign build. All right, so we're in a demo account for Facebook ads. We'll go to create. Here's exactly what you're going to need. We're going to be running leads. So for this case, we are running this to a landing page. So we're not wanting to do Facebook lead format, something that we're not wanting to use at all for this campaign. We're wanting to send it to a website and specifically a landing page that has the ability to convert somebody. So we're wanting to make sure that we've got a clean quote form on there, got some good details on it, and it's relevant for the ad that we're running for. So in this case, we're doing lead submissions as for a life insurance client where we're wanting to increase their leads so they can make calls from the call center and actually go through fact finds with this type of client. So we're doing lead campaigns. We're just going to go with the recommended settings. We're going to call this prospecting. So where we're at right now, we've got a 100 per day in budget, and this is a new campaign. So most cases, if you've got this type of budget, maybe you're just starting out, maybe you've not ran ads before, or you haven't got a huge amount of data as far as how much has been spent through these platforms. We're wanting to put, I'd say 90% of our efforts into prospecting, new customer acquisitions, people who have not heard of our business. And then we do want to have, in this case, just a tiny amount of retargeting. It's probably going to be about 10%. So we're going to do a prospecting life insurance campaign, and obviously we're going after parents just for this example. Now we're going to use the Advantage campaign budget, 100%. We're going to want that on there, and this is going to be our £90 per day budget in this case. Going over to the ad set, so this one's going to be a 100% broad. So it's actually going to be broad to the point where we can do some age selection, but that's really as far as we want it to go. Now we're going to be doing website views, and we're going to do maximize number of conversions. We obviously want to select our data set, and it's really important that you have this in. You're not going to be able to do these lead conversion campaigns without having your pixel set up. So you need to make sure you've got the pixel set up correctly, is tracking all pages on the website. You need to also make sure that you've got conversion events. This is effectively an event that is fired back once somebody completes the action that you want somebody to make. So for example, if it's a lead form, so if it's somebody who completes a lead for a callback, then upon the completion of that, you need to be sending that event back into Facebook. So in this case, we're going to select just the Grow My Insurance data section, and then we're going to have the active events. In this case, I have my website firing back to Facebook whenever someone books a call with us, but the same thing would be when somebody completes a form for the life insurance submission. So we're going to go for leads. It's really important. It's one of the most important things. If there's going to be anything that you skip in this video, don't skip on that part. If the rest of this is completely useless if you don't have that in place. So it's really important. Location wide, we're actually going to be running this within the United Kingdom. So obviously you would just select the location that you want for these ads to be visible on, exclude areas or include areas that you want. In this case, we are going to do a minimum age of say 25. And then just on this, we'd probably want to go to something, we're going for parents, we'd probably want to aim for maybe 50 maximum. I wouldn't be as restrictive on these age ranges, definitely for the broad audience, just because some people have fake date of births on their profiles. Some people will choose not to include their date of birth on their profile. So it's not 100% accurate, but you want to give it some form of guidance, within the broader range of who we're going after, right? But for this case, we're not going to do any detailed targeting. That's the whole point of this being broad. And then we go over into the ad itself. So we want to select the page that we're going to be running the ad from, and you want to just name it whatever you want. I'm just going to call this ad 1, for example. Now we want to make sure that we've got multi-advertiser ads turned off. The reason for this, so multi-advertiser ads basically allows your ads to be served slightly cheaper, but your ad is also combined with other ads. So for example, your ad might display under other people's insurance ads, which is fine. You get extra eyeballs for that. But if you have this on, this also means that other people's ads will display under your ads, which is something that we don't really want. So for this case, we just want to pay that tiny bit extra and make sure that our ad has its own space on the platform. Website, obviously, we're just wanting to include the page that everyone's going to. So for example, yours insurance company / product name, right? For this case, I'm just going to use my website, growmyinsurance.com, which you can find the link in the description if you want that. Anything else, you can add calls. We just like to refrain from this because the whole idea here is we're trying to get lead submissions and data. So main thing here is just adding an image. Obviously the image that we're going to use is the one that I shared earlier. You just want to make sure that you've got all the right columns selected. So original. If you have something like this and you've got a square image, obviously you won't be able to see it. So you just want to make sure it's native to the platform. As far as optimizations, to be totally honest, we just turn them off. In some cases, we might have them on. You can go through this, if you want music added to it, great. If you want to adjust the brightness slightly, again, ours has been specifically designed for this, so we probably wouldn't have that on. Enhance the call to action, yeah, that might be worth having on. 3D animations, no. Visual touch-ups, no, I don't really like that. The text improvements, we have seen some benefit to these. You just have to make sure that the font and stuff like that is, aligned with the brand. And to be totally honest, I usually just have them off, maybe add music and then maybe add the enhanced CTA, and that's probably about it. You can be selective on that. Again, I've not seen any dramatic difference. It's not like, I've seen £100 cost per lead for not having it on and £2 cost per lead without it. Like, it's negligible. Some campaigns are beneficial with it, some are without it. For this case, to be totally honest, just to be congruent, leave it off. It's not going to be the determining factor if this works for you. Primary text that you want to have in here is quite important. Really, it's just the most important aspect of primary text is, to be honest, the first 3 lines. The first 3 lines is what everybody's going to see before they click the see more button, and that needs to be as attention grabbing as possible. I wouldn't have it clickbait. We like to just include what it's for and what we're selling. So effectively, if it's life insurance for parents, we're making sure those first 3 lines contain parents and life insurance, right? I would recommend you run a few different options, so maybe 3 different variations. Later down the line, once you find those winning combinations, you can then make an ad bespoke for the winning ad, the winning text, the winning headline. Just to start off with, I'd probably run with maybe 3 different headlines. So for this example, we're just going to put this one in. This is not the best copywriting in the world, it's just an example, but the core aspects of what I always like to do in my ads and in the copy are included here. So it's those first 3 lines where it's attention grabbing, speaks to exactly the type of individual that we want to go after. So this is just says parents. Have you tried buying life insurance without the cookie cutter online policies? You know, it's some sort of intrigue. There's a little bit of, okay, this could be interesting. You know, this is slightly different to everything else that I'm seeing. We also like to just add maybe some bullet points, some emojis, just some things, like USPs about a business, what makes us special, what type of things you're getting included. And then we also like to just add a call to action, you know, submit your details to below. That's really the foundations to any type of copy using Facebook ads. It's the headline hook, it's the content inside of it, and then it's the call to action. Headline, same thing. We're just going to run something like that, life insurance for parents. I like to keep the headlines quite clear, exactly to the point of what is it that I'm actually going to click on, what is this ad for. Again, you can add some variations of this. And then descriptions, just this little section just below, enter your details for a quote, something like that. Again, be as creative as you want with that. This is just an example. We're not going to spend hours going through primary text. Again, it's not as important. If you're going to spend time on something, I would really spend most of the time on the visual aspect that people see as far as the video and the picture. The text that goes in here is just really the cherry on top. So don't make that the main thing. Also refrain from it being as insurance jargon as possible, right? If it's very complex, you've got quite a complex type of policy that you're selling, it's better off to have that on the sales call versus trying to convince someone on the ad itself. The main thing that I would probably do with this type of copy is just make it relevant for the type of ad. So you want to make sure that the image and the actual text has some form of like combination as well. So if you're talking about features, benefits in here, so we probably could have included the features, benefits in these bullet points, maybe in here as well. And then website events, make sure that you've got the right data selected, which is going to be the pixel that you've got on your website. So for this case, what we're going to do is run with 5 different ads. Now I would recommend with a 3,000 per month budget, you want to do a maximum of 5 ads per ad set and a minimum of 4. So 4 to 5 is absolutely fine. No more, nothing less. So you don't want to just do 2 images. You don't want to do 3 images. You don't want to do 7 images. You don't want to do 5 images, 3 videos. With 3,000, you want per ad set a maximum of 5 and a minimum of 4. So run with maybe 2 videos, 2 images, 2 videos, 3 images, 5 images, something like that. So once you've got that, as you can see, what we have right now is we have one campaign, which is prospecting with a 90 per budget. We have an ad set, which is broad, completely open targeting. The reason we're doing this is because we don't have a significant amount of data for the platform. So we don't really want to guide Facebook. Like Facebook knows so much more about the users than we do. We want to allow it and basically say to Facebook, this is what we're trying to push. This is the keywords inside of the ad. This is the ad that we're trying to push. Find the person who is as most relevant to that. We're basically allowing, you know, as much bandwidth from Facebook, which is exactly what we want. So in this case, we're wanting to duplicate this over. Now in this one, we're wanting to maybe just select some interest. We're wanting to go into the interest targeting and let's just put family, right? So we're doing it for parents. So we're wanting to maybe just do like family to see what that comes up. So we're doing family as a social construct. Now it's really key, and where most people go wrong with designing their ads is that they make these audiences very restricted. They might have an audience that is maybe like 300, 400,000. It's just too small. We want to give Facebook as much data, as much room, as much space to stretch its legs and go after the type of individual that we want. And then later down the line, we can make these more refined audiences. But to start off with, we want to cast our net wide and allow our business and the creatives to do the speaking and to do the targeting, and then the quote form itself to do some of the pre-qualifications. So with this one, we're just going to run with one interest. So we're wanting to do broad. We're wanting to do one interest that has, you know, a large audience size. Then inside of here, we just want to look through the suggestions and see what other things are being targeted. So again, we probably want to keep this quite broad. So like parents overall, parents of children and parenting, maybe married couples, maybe just run with that, right? So it's going to be, let's just say, it's going to be parents also. This is an interest stack. So we're stacking type of audiences, and then we're stacking sort of a parents overall and people like married and stuff like that. And again, don't be too restrictive on this type of things. Like you can get away with having one or two wrong audiences in there that aren't 100% perfect fit, because again, these audiences are very wide, and that's really how you want to keep it. What we're doing here with these stacked audiences is we're just trying to give Facebook some form of guidance. It's like our average type of customer from like a 30,000 foot view, yeah, this is probably what they look like. We're not wanting to say they're exactly between the ages of 31 and 32, they have this job, they do this, this, and this, and this. It's just way too restrictive. It's not how the platform works. So we're probably wanting to do another stack, and maybe we're wanting to select some of these parents at certain age groups, which I really like. So these is parents with teens, ages 13 to 17, 18 to 26, 3 to 5. We're just really wanting to select all of these below. I like some of these, so we'll run with these parents and then ages, something like that. And then I'll really run with that. So as of right now, what you have is one campaign. We have 4 different audiences inside of that. And then inside of that, we have 5 ads each, which in total, you've now got 20 ads running in total. That's exactly why you don't want to have too many ads to start off with, because once you start duplicating these audiences over, obviously things double up quite quickly. So we're wanting to do 4 audiences and then 5 to 4 ads in each one. You can run maybe one additional audience in here. So if you've got a customer list of people who have purchased from you, a large enough one, you've got pixel data where people have already been on the website before, you might want to create like a 6, 7, 8% lookalike and throw that in here as well. I'd really run between ad sets 4 to 5. 4 absolute minimum, 5 if you really want to, but to be honest, we usually run with this type of budget probably 4 to start off with, and then based on the performance we can always add one in maybe a few weeks, a month down the line. So we've got one prospecting life insurance campaign which is running 90% of our allocated budget, and then naturally this ad here, because we don't have any exclusions within the traffic, this will automatically retarget our individuals that have shown some form of interest. So people have maybe clicked on the ad, clicked onto the website, like it does have already implemented in it some form of remarketing. But we always, with this type of budget, would like to include just a small amount of remarketing, just so we have got those people that have been onto the website previously or been onto the website after clicking our ad. So we just want to do a remarketing campaign. We're just basically duplicating this over. Inside of it, we just want to delete all of the ad sets bar 1. So we've just got this one here. And then inside of here, we're just wanting to add our remarketing audience. So obviously we don't have one in here right now just because I've not created it. But what you'd want to do is create maybe a 180-day page view. So if you just go to the search bar, go to audiences, create a custom audience, website, and then you want to do this, instead of it being all website visitors, we'd always like to do it on a page view event. So it's actually someone who's fired a page view event. And then for this case, just do like 180 days. So anyone over the past 180 days who have triggered a page view event, we want to create that as an audience. So I'm not going to create it just on this demo account, but you can get the idea. And then back into the remarketing campaigns, edit this over, and then inside of here you just want to add the 180-day remarketing. And then what that's going to do is just be a small amount of budget per day, just trying to really coach those individuals that have shown some form of interest into the product, and they can see some of the other ads. I'd keep the ads the same for this purpose of having this remarketing. Obviously you just want to rename that or retarget, something like that. And then we'd keep these same ads in. And the whole idea here is that we just want to target people and start to show them some of the other ads that we've got selection. Maybe the first ad shown enough interest to get that person over the line to our website, but maybe it wasn't enough to actually convince them into submitting their information. So we can maybe show them some of our other ads that we've got to display that might get them to take that type of action. As you scale things up and as things get larger and bigger with your budgets, you would want to do a slightly different strategy with your remarketing campaigns and show a slightly different type of ad. But with this type of budget, we just want to give these ads as much spend as possible so we can actually really test and figure out what's going on. So that's exactly the format that I would be using to run a life insurance campaign with $3,000 a month budget. But like I said, be the same structure regardless of of the type of insurance product that you're running this for, the type of niche that you're going after, and we'd be looking to do a 90 per day budget on the prospecting and then a £10 per day budget across the remarketing. Hope you found some massive value for this. If again, you've got any ideas, products that you'd like us to run insurance campaigns for, and you've got an idea on the budget that you'd like to allocate towards that, leave that comment below and I'll make sure to get that created. Subscribe, like, do all that good YouTube stuff. If you're interested in us being able to build these marketing campaigns out for you, then that's going to be the first link in the description. Book a call with me. We'll have a chat, discuss what we have available. No weird sales tactics, no weird gimmicks. And if it's something that interests you, then obviously we can talk about our next steps. Appreciate it. And as you can see, a very simple, straightforward campaign structure that delivers outstanding results. Thanks again.